My life and political thoughts as a tarot reader who thinks YouTube wants to know what the hell I'm thinking. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anti-Gaze Tarot. I haven't posted in a while. I've recorded. I haven't posted because editing. It's something that takes a long, and I'm a super, super small channel. I have remained that way all these years. And that's okay. But it has impacts. And I'm sorry that I haven't finished editing and been putting things out there. I've also been not organizing, but facilitating ideas and connections. And maybe a meeting or two or some instructions on how to build things and props. But and that's felt good. I have been going to small town protests. I've not been posting it because I don't really post on social media. And I'm cool with the government thinking I'm just retired sitting at home babbling on YouTube. That's awesome. So let's wrap that up and finish that there. So what do I want to say? Read Muhammad Abdu's Substack, which I need to put in the description box. Read it. Keep up on it. Keep up on what is going on. If the organizing that is going on around you doesn't suit you, find ways to be connected. Think about building connections and communities, and how to look after each other. Things are going to get hard in this world, and that doesn't bring out the best in us. And I'm not saying let people be assholes. I'm not saying that. But I am saying the therapy speak's gone too far. And it's been used in a hyper individualistic manner. So check how individualistic you are being in assessing what is going on around you and people and their capacities. Don't tone police through therapy speak how people talk, speak, communicate. Let people be blunt and take it. And when people aren't blunt and are talking around in circles, help unpack that. So we understand each other clearly. Don't make assumptions. These are all really basic human things. And they've all been abundantly clear in my readings lately. um, we all need to come off of our individual pedestals a little bit. Healing and therapy is not putting yourself on a pedestal. There's work to do, and it should make you feel uncomfortable. If it's making you feel comfortable, you're part of the problem. And FYI, if it's making you feel comfortable, you're sitting in whiteness. Whiteness is a system that anybody can wear. And you can take it off. You can't take off the reality that we all live under whiteness. You can stop wearing the brand. And it is so many small little ways that the system has taught us to communicate. We know all the super obvious, dark, manipulative, lying, conniving, controlling ones. But we also need to look at the soft, subtle, quiet individualisms that put you above everybody else. You have to show up for other people, or we will be stuck in fascism. You have to make space for other people, or we will be stuck in fascism. And maybe you're not in the United States. I'm not. They're occupying my land, as is Canada. So I feel a lot of ways about what's happening on my land. And you might not be in the United States, but don't think it isn't coming. Pretty much all of us in the Western world have governments who are the elite, who are paid by the bigger than the elites, the billionaires and millionaires and their lobbies and stuff. Probably none of us have lobbying as bad as the Americans, but it's a problem everywhere. Each has its own system of doing it. Pay attention also to your local municipal councils. AI data systems are going up in lots of places. All the big billionaires want to own their own data centers. Plus, like if you're in Canada, Mark Carney wants data centers for the economy, for AI, not for you. It doesn't benefit you. It will ruin the land. It will use up the water. It requires massive amounts of water and electricity. And people who live in near data centers, their quality of life is horrendous. The noise is horrendous. And their electricity bills jump. So, and then there's the water issue. Why does AI get to have water and we don't? Why are we paying so that billionaires can have data centers full of electricity? Why are we paying for that in our electricity bills? And AI and all of that, and all the data collection, it all connects back to the occupation and genocide of Palestine. So everything goes back to it. And if you watch my videos complaining about AI in art, you will hear me talking about the problem is security and who owns it, militaries, police, security agencies, and that shit goes back to the US and to Israel. It connects back. These data centers are, or the AI is convincing people that, it's their guru. And we're told to believe it's a glitch, it's an accident, it keeps happening. People got so upset when they tried to fix the glitch of turning people into believing the AI was their guru, but then they couldn't handle it, so I had to go back. Like, we've been talking about all of this. So when people are protesting the data centers and not wanting data centers ruining their life, using up all the available water and charging us for electricity to make billionaires richer, all those whack jobs who see AI as their guru or their personal assistant, or really even bigger whack jobs, have convinced them they are the next guru. They're going to protect those data centers. They are. Find ways to connect in person. Stay connected with reality. We do have to pay attention to what's going on in the world around us, and we are going to have to do that online. Find the best way for you to do that. For me, it's raw internet, which isn't raw. Google. What a mess that is. YouTube, Reddit, but I didn't think I would use Reddit. Did not see that one coming, because there's a Reddit thread on me under my scoop name from my heavy activist days. And so I just saw Reddit as like this toxic place, and it can be. You're going to need to take some leadership and responsibility for learning and understanding what is going on in this world, because it is full of bad advice and temptation into it. You're going to need to take responsibility. I think the ghosts, this particular case, I'm going to read those ghostly teachers as reminding you to do your homework, dig into old school practices of information, dig deep, If you can take leadership in helping people find new ways to utilize search engines through Google, which I believe, if my researchers understand correctly, is everything else is optimized to run through Google. So those of you who can take leadership in new ways of Googling, let us know. But take responsibility in learning how to recognize bad advice and not recognize bad advice and how to navigate through it. Because the billionaires are going to win no matter what's going on. That the money can go up and down, they're still going to win. Um, as long as we keep doing things the way they are prescribing for us to do. They took over the internet. We, I guess, need to find ways to take it back. Need to find ways to take it back. The hardest thing about editing and updates is that it always feels like I've never said enough about really important things that are going on right now. But there's also people who are saying things so much better than me. The fish tanks are helping me balance online time between and keeps it more focused on what's educating me, a bit of downtime or hobby research time, whether I'm learning something more about improving my fish keeping or I'm enjoying one of my other hobbies, also often via YouTube. I'm happy my plants are growing. My tanks are healthy. My fish are thriving. My plants are growing. Except for the frog bit. Although what I put in the breeder box, that's working. It's a really thriving colony tank. And the ones that are bigger, but not full grown, they're about to go off to the local fish store. And the tank doesn't get too crowded as they get taken out. There's going to be a bigger batch taken this time. I don't make money off of it. They're platy fish. They overpopulate. So that doesn't make them worth anything money-wise. What they're worth is your enjoyment and your care for them. So enjoying the community tank includes being able to pass on those fish to somebody else easily. The snails, however, I just might breed. People are more inclined to let their platy fish breed at least once or twice or ongoing than ongoing with snails. But I think I would like a snail aquarium. So my first clutch that hatched is 3 days old. It was a very small clutch. I believe it's from my white snail. And a lot of these have dots. And there's some that look like they might be purples, but a lot might just be dark foot on a white shell, which will be blues. And a few look like they might be whites. We'll see more better later on. I've been so enchanted with my mystery snails since I got them. The idea of running a mystery snail tank just seems to make sense as to what I could do with that 25 gallon. And so what I choose to put in there is not going to be some color theme or this or that. It's going to be, what should I put with mystery snails? And that would be something that eats planaria. Because I had a big freak out where I thought I had planaria, but I guess they don't grow out of the water, crawl out of the water. But that other breeders have seen little slugs around their eggs, around the clutches. So me keeping the clutches in the aquarium, but over the breeder box so they can just hatch into it if I don't notice them hatching. Um, it's a perfect setup for it. So they're now in a typical hatching container, and I prefer this method because I could see it, and because my first hatching container sometimes ended up falling underneath the filter and getting quite wet. Um, but yeah, so there's fish that are going out to the local fish shop, and the next one's down from them, like those. And maybe some of these white ones with spots, which are actually blues, but blue is a color that takes a long time to fill in. Also, with the Malibu sunsets, they look kind of tangerine, lighter up front. There's one. The blue takes longer to develop. The breeder box looks so much cleaner once I lowered it. There's a Malibu sunset. Um, the yellow and orange ones with dots, their dots are not as even as the whitish blue ones, whose shine I can see so much better than what shows on the camera for some reason. If I took footage up above, I'm not sure that I hit play button very properly. Then we'll be seeing how nice and blue they look also, because they're quite beautiful. The blue ones from above, sorry, I did not record properly, so that was lubed. But yeah, I'm happy with this tank. I feel confident about breeding mystery snails. I feel confident that I'm bringing the fish to a really nice platy fish. They are healthy, they're fed a variety diet, they're from a really healthy tank. They seem to get on pretty well socially. Yeah, I feel like I've done a good job. The more fish, the happier, the more content the platies are. They might not school or whatever, but they're definitely community. Like, they seem more relaxed with this all ages setup than when I had, like, you know, 6 or 8 fish through here. Because I did have 8 with the males in here, and then I let them move on along to other tanks. But there's a little tiny fish. The gourami will eat brand new fry, but that's too big. And I think he has helped keep that population down. My cories are showing breeding behavior, and it seems to precede actually reproducing. But I suspect I'll find Cory eggs in the coming month or two, and I think that was one of those slugs. And then I will let them breed naturally in the tank, I believe. I did this with the snails because I don't want to vacuum up a whole bunch of mystery snails. They are so tiny. I can't tell you how tiny they are so tiny. They are the tiniest things I've ever seen. Pinheads. I could not fathom it until they were born, how microscopic they are. Those tiny little dots in there are inside the cells, are snails. Just tiny little dots. So yeah, my clutches are no longer freeform because that attracts snails. They are semi-freeform. Or because it attracts some sort of weird white slug that apparently isn't planaria. But like, I haven't had bugs crawling around in my aquarium before, and it kind of freaked me out, especially coming after my clutches. These newer clutches are nice. This is going to be a very successful clutch, and it's going to be probably ready to open up tomorrow and hatch. All these white dots moved up to the top and into the middle top today. They weren't there this morning. I should put up a picture, and then you can see where they were at. So that's pretty exciting, but I'm going to need to decide if I hatch some of the clutch or all of the clutch. These ones are quite healthy, will likely be very viable. This is you can see them. They're even, they're looking good, their colors shift naturally from one to the next. And this is the medium and then the bad. These guys, I don't know, like they do show like they have some viable eggs, but I don't know if we'll really be hatching these. So we'll see. I'm excited to watch little enchanting snails. They're so enchanting. And that is soothing to my soul to watch in between focusing on the genocides and oppressions and authoritarianism that I need to learn about.